Diane Abbott thought the nightmare was over. Jack had been missing, kidnapped, trapped somewhere on Lake Michigan. But what Diane was about to see would shatter her marriage in seconds. Because when she bursts into that yacht cabin, Jack Abbott isn't alone. He's in bed with Patty Williams. And in that moment, Diane realizes the truth. Jack didn't just betray her. He humiliated her. And there may be no coming back from this. Out on the yacht, the atmosphere is tense but strange. Jack Abbott is confused, disoriented. Something feels off. Moments earlier, Patty Williams had been leaning close to him, whispering things that blur the line between obsession and fantasy. Jack tries to pull back. He knows this isn't right. He knows Diane would never forgive something like this. Patty, we need to slow down. But Patty isn't listening. Her eyes sparkle with excitement. She believes this moment has been building for years. Before Jack can stop it, Patty kisses him again. Hard, passionately. And Jack doesn't push her away. Whatever was in those drinks earlier, it's still affecting him. His judgment is clouded. His mind is foggy. And before long, the situation spirals completely out of control. Clothes hit the floor. The moment crosses a line that can never be uncrossed. Later, the fog finally begins to lift. Jack sits up slowly. Reality slams into him like a freight train. His head aches. His thoughts clear. And suddenly he remembers Diane. What have I done? Across the bed, Patty looks radiant. To her, this was magical. Perfect. The connection she's always dreamed of. She believes Jack felt it too. But Jack's expression tells a very different story. Regret, shock, confusion. He's trying to piece together what happened and how things spiraled this far. Then suddenly, footsteps, voices, and the cabin door swings open. Diane Abbott storms in. Behind her, Billy Abbott and Kyle Abbott. For a split second, the room freezes. No one moves. No one speaks. Diane's eyes scan the scene. Jack, half-dressed, in bed, with Patty. The silence is suffocating. Then Diane's face drains of color. Horror, disgust, heartbreak, all at once. Billy steps forward slowly. He clearly wasn't expecting this. But Kyle is furious. His father with Patty Williams. Kyle demands answers immediately. But Patty breaks the tension first. With a cheerful, almost twisted smile, she claps her hands. Well, look at that, she chirps. A party with all the Abbott men's. The words hit like gasoline on a fire. Kyle is livid. Diane looks like she might collapse. And Jack barely understands what's happening. He tries to stand, trying to gather his thoughts, trying to explain. But the words won't come. He doesn't even fully know what happened. All he knows is that Diane is staring at him like she's looking at a stranger. Diane finally speaks. Her voice shakes with fury. First she turns on Patty, calling her manipulative, desperate, obsessed. Then she looks at Jack. And that anger turns ice cold. Jack tries to start explaining. He insists something isn't right. That he thinks he was drugged. But Diane cuts him off immediately. No, she doesn't want excuses. She doesn't want explanations. Right now she wants control. And she makes it clear that she will be the one doing the talking. Billy quietly guides Kyle out of the cabin. Patty lingers for a moment, clearly entertained by the chaos she's created. But eventually she leaves too. Now it's just Diane and Jack. Alone. Jack pulls on his clothes quickly. His heart is pounding. He knows this looks terrible. He knows he may have just destroyed everything. Diane steps closer. Her eyes burn with rage. For a moment she says nothing. Then, smack, her hand cracks across Jack's face. The sound echoes through the cabin. Jack doesn't fight back. He doesn't even react. He just stands there. Because deep down, He knows he deserves it. Meanwhile, across town, another storm is brewing. Nikki Newman arrives at the Abbott mansion. She's there to see Abbott. And the news she brings is explosive. Victor Newman kidnapped Jack, had him abducted, and locked away on a yacht with another woman. Tracy is stunned. She listens carefully as Nikki explains the twisted seduction scheme Victor arranged. But one thing doesn't add up for Tracy. Jack betraying Diane's, sleeping with Patty. That doesn't sound like the Jack she knows. Tracy refuses to believe it. Then the phone rings. It's Billy. He tells Tracy that Jack has been found. He's safe. Relief washes over her instantly. Tracy quickly shares the news with Nikki. Jack is alive. But what no one at the mansion realizes yet is that the real damage has only just begun. Back at the Newman ranch, the tension is thick in the air. Victor Newman is already focused on the next problem. Nick Newman is preparing for a dangerous mission in Las Vegas. The target, Matt Clark. Victor wonders if it's wise for Adam Newman to join his brother. After all, Vegas holds a lot of dark memories for Adam. But Adam is determined. Nick is his brother. And he's not backing down. Victor suggests sending a security team instead. Professionals who can deal with Matt Clark once and for all. But Nick refuses. He wants to handle this personally. This nightmare ends with him. Victoria Newman soon joins the conversation. She casually mentions her upcoming trip to Milan. But then she drops another bomb. Victor's decision to kidnap Jack. Adam already knew. But Nick, this is the first time he's hearing about it. Nick is stunned and angry. He confronts Victor immediately. But Victoria takes a different approach. She actually defends their father. In her mind, Victor was protecting the family. Even her own plan to recruit Summer Newman against Phillies gets brought into the conversation. The Newman family drama continues to spiral in multiple directions. But none of them realize just how explosive things are about to become. Because back on that yacht, Jack Abbott's life is still falling apart. And Diane is nowhere near finished with him. Back at the yacht, the air inside the cabin feels colder than the water outside. Jack Abbott still hasn't moved. The sting on his cheek is fading. But the weight of Diane's anger is just beginning. She stands across from him, arms folded tightly. Her breathing is uneven. Jack tries again. Diane, please listen to me. But Diane raises a hand, stopping him instantly. No. Her voice is quieter now, but somehow even more dangerous. You've said enough. Jack feels the distance growing between them. The woman who fought so hard to rebuild their life together now looks like she barely recognizes him. Diane's mind is racing. She came here expecting to rescue her husband, to bring him home. Instead, she found him in bed with the most unstable woman in Genoa City. And Patty Williams of all people. The humiliation burns deep. Jack insists again that something isn't right. He remembers drinking earlier. He remembers feeling strange, dizzy, foggy, like someone was messing with his mind. But Diane's patience is gone. You expect me to believe that? Her voice cracks with bitter disbelief. Jack runs a hand through his hair, trying desperately to piece together the timeline. Patty was there. The drinks, the strange feeling in his head. And now this disaster. He swears to Diane that he would never willingly betray her. But Diane's eyes fill with tears. You already did. The words hang in the air like a final verdict. Outside the cabin, Billy and Kyle wait on the deck. Kyle is packing like a caged animal. His anger hasn't cooled at all. Billy tries to calm him down. But Kyle is furious. His father destroyed everything. All the trust Diane worked so hard to build. Kyle feels like the entire family has just been humiliated. Billy, however, looks more thoughtful. Something about this situation doesn't feel right. Patty Williams has a long history of manipulation. And Billy knows Jack would never intentionally put himself in a situation like this. Still, the damage has already been done. Back inside the cabin, Diane finally steps away from Jack. She feels like the walls are closing in. "I can't even look at you right now." Her voice trembles. Jack's heart sinks. This isn't just anger. This is heartbreak. And Jack knows how fragile their relationship has always been. Diane sacrificed everything to come back into his life. And now it may all be gone. Meanwhile, across Genoa City, Nikki Newman is driving home. Her mind is still spinning after the conversation with Tracy. She had hoped Victor would finally realize how far he pushed things. But deep down, Nikki knows Victor rarely regrets anything. When she walks into the Newman ranch, Victor is on the phone. Finishing up business. He hangs up slowly. Nikki wastes no time. "Jack has been found." Victor nods calmly. "Yes, I know." The casual tone instantly irritates Nikki. She expected at least a little remorse. But Victor doesn't show any. Instead, he changes the subject. Nikki refuses to let it go. She confronts him directly. "What you did to Jack was cruel." Victor's eyes narrow. From his perspective, he was protecting his empire. Jack Abbott had become a threat. And Victor deals with threats permanently. But Nikki isn't backing down. She reminds Victor that Jack is family. That kidnapping him crossed a line. Victor listens for a moment. Then his patience disappears. He turns toward Nikki with icy authority. "If you're looking for an apology, you're wasting your time." Nikki's heart sinks. After all these years, Victor still refuses to change. She tells him she doesn't know if she can forgive him for this. Victor doesn't hesitate. In fact, he barely reacts. Instead, he delivers words that cut deeper than anything else. "I don't care." The silence afterward is brutal. Then Victor points toward the door. "Get out." For a moment, Nikki just stares at him. Shocked, hurt, but Victor doesn't soften. And Nikki finally turns and walks away. Another crack has just formed in their already fragile marriage. Meanwhile, life continues moving across Genoa City. At Crimson Lights, Sharon Newman sits across from Chelsea Lawson. The coffee house buzzes quietly around them. Chelsea has been worried about Adam. His past in Las Vegas still casts a shadow over everything. But Sharon tries to reassure her. Adam is stronger now. He's faced his demons. And this time he won't be alone. Nick will be with him. The conversation shifts toward Connor. Toward Mariah. Toward the complicated web of relationships that ties all their lives together. Chelsea appreciates the support. She needs it. Because Adam is leaving soon. And deep down, she's terrified that Vegas might pull him back into old patterns. Later that evening, Chelsea returns home. Adam is waiting for her. His bags are already packed. The reality of the trip is finally setting in. Chelsea wraps her arms around him. But before he leaves, she needs one promise. Don't let the past drag you down. Adam smiles softly. He assures her everything will be fine. He'll check in. He'll stay focused. And he'll come home safely. But even Adam knows Vegas has a way of pulling people into chaos. Meanwhile, Nick meets Sharon at Crimson Lights. She looks worried. Matt Clark has already caused too much damage. And Sharon fears what might happen next. Nick reaches across the table. Taking her hand. He promises that this ends soon. Matt Clark won't hurt anyone else. Not if Nick has anything to say about it. But even as Nick speaks with confidence, there's an uneasy feeling hanging in the air. Because the closer Nick and Adam get to Las Vegas, the more dangerous this situation becomes. And back on that yacht, the Abbott family crisis is still exploding. Diane finally steps outside the cabin. Billy and Kyle look at her immediately. Her expression tells them everything. Kyle clenches his fists. He already knows this won't be forgiven easily. Jack slowly emerges from the cabin moments later. The guilt on his face is unmistakable. For the first time in years, Jack Abbott looks completely defeated. But the most unsettling truth may still be hidden. Because if Jack really was drugged, if Patty Williams manipulated the entire situation, then this scandal may be far darker than anyone realizes. And the real question now is this: was Patty acting alone? Or was this entire betrayal part of Victor Newman's twisted plan all along?